A question that I get asked just about every week as I travel: what about the Bible codes? Is it true that there's a hidden code in the Bible, in the Hebrew? Well, there are all kinds of books that have been written about the Bible code question, and we'll cover those in a second, but let me give you the basic concept. Grant Jeffries has a great chapter, just one chapter, but in his book called The Signature of God, about this topic, the Bible codes. Here's the concept. If you take the Hebrew language, and only the Hebrew, and only the King James-backed Hebrew, by the way, and you put it in a computer with every single letter in a continuous string of letters, you can make like an acrostic, and by skipping letters, you end up with finding other words hidden in there. For instance, in every 13 letters in Deuteronomy chapter 10 spells out "in the bitter sea of Auschwitz," the famous concentration camp for Adolf Hitler. Every 22 letters spelled out Hitler. Other phrases found in this passage were all kinds of things dealing with Adolf Hitler. How can that be? Not just in the text, but in the skipping of the letters. Are there hidden messages in the Bible? Well, I'm going to say this: I don't know, but I think so. I wouldn't be dogmatic on this. Chuck Missler, a good friend of mine, has a lot of stuff on this. He's got a great book called The Cosmic Codes, if you want to read about that. You say, who's Chuck Missler? Well, he worked for years as a cryptologist doing code work for the government. Okay? For many years, okay? He's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, but he's got some good stuff on the Bible codes. You can get his website, Khouse, for khouse.org. Good stuff on Bible codes. These are some of the things found just in Deuteronomy and Numbers about Hitler. In skipping the letters, you find Hitler, Auschwitz, Holocaust, the Holocaust, crematorium, Poland, plagues, the Führer, Eichmann, king of the Nazis, genocide, Auschwitz, Germany, Hitler, Mein Kampf. I mean, it may be just a little more than coincidence that these things are hidden in there. There must be a reason for that. If you count in Proverbs chapter 30, every 22nd letter spells out Jesus. There must be something to it. Clear back in the 16th century, long before they had computers, one rabbi said the secrets of the Torah are revealed in the skipping of the letters. Here's an example of how it can work. Rips explained that each code is a case of adding every fourth letter to form a word. R, E, A, D. Read the code. You skip every 4 letters, there's a hidden message inside this sentence. That's what Bible codes is all about. Is there a hidden message inside the Bible? In addition to the message you're reading, is there something else in there? Well, I don't know. But in Genesis, if you skip every 49 letters, you can spell out Torah. Interesting. 49, 7 sevens. If you go to the book of Exodus and skip every 49 letters, you spell out Torah again, which is the Hebrew Old Testament, for God's Word, the Torah, okay? Every 49 letters. If you go to the book of Numbers and skip every 49 letters, you spell out Torah backwards. And if you go to Deuteronomy and skip every 49 letters, you spell out Torah backwards. Well, wait a minute. Genesis, Exodus spell it forward. Leviticus doesn't have it. Numbers, Deuteronomy spell it backwards. They're both pointing back to Exodus. Exodus, every 7 letters, spells out Jehovah, Yahweh. Could it be there, Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy are all pointing to the Lord? I mean, maybe that's just a pure coincidence, but I think the mathematical possibility of that is real close to 0. It's almost like there must have been something to it. The Torah always points to God. The fact is, there seem to be some very interesting hidden codes in the Bible. How you could possibly write a book that would do that is beyond my comprehension. I think it was 2 Hebrew scholars and 2 mathematicians or something that discovered this and said, all the computers in the world couldn't possibly write a book where the text means something as you read it, but also there's a hidden code. Now, I couldn't prove it's true or not, and I hope I've never preached that I know for a fact this is true. I don't know for a fact it's true. But there have been some people a lot smarter than me and a lot smarter than Hank Hanegraaff who have said, yep, it's true. There's something to this.